drunk rednecks like to shoot this time of night.
I just see it was right when he was shooting. You gotta carry a gun out here now.
But you got two of them, don't you?
Yeah. I sure do. And if I thought I was gonna die, I sure wouldn't hesitate. If we shot somebody out here, would you consider sinking them, or would you have to call off?
It's according if they're witnesses.
Seems like just about off for not telling anybody. Just let it go. Get some big rocks and sink them down on the bottom and be done with it.
Well, that'd be the only thing you'll
catch up with you.
Yeah.
I really believe it would.
There's so many unsolved murders in the United States. My own grandmother, my mother's mother, was murdered in 1974. Never found out who did it. Matter of fact, years ago, when I was chief of police in Great Falls, I contacted SLED about getting a copy of the police report. They didn't have it. I contacted Darlington County Sheriff's Department, who did the investigation, wanted a copy. The chief deputy and I went to the academy together. I'm getting a bite. He didn't have it. I contacted the coroner's office, and he had his report, and he sent me his report. But I was going to look at the case myself, but nobody had the case file. The only thing I had was her death certificate, newspaper reports, and the coroner's report. And I was 19 years old when this happened.
But didn't your mom say she knew who did it? They just never could prove it.
They had some suspects, but they never could prove nothing.
Who had a motive to kill?
Nobody had a motive. She's just an old woman who lived by herself. She was laying out in the backyard with her feet up on the steps. Somebody beat her in the head.
What, no enemies, huh?
No enemy. They think some people that knew her. This is one theory. They think some people that knew her came by and that she went out, rode around with them, and something happened and she fell out of the car. I don't know. I don't know where they came up with that theory.
Was she robbed?
Nope.
Just found dead.
Just found dead.
But it definitely was ruled a homicide.
Yeah, it was a homicide. If she would have fell off her back porch and hit that ground on her head, it would not have crushed her skull. She would only have fallen 5 feet, and you ain't gonna crush your skull falling 5 feet.
Right.
And it was to the back of the head.
Did you have any men friends?
She had two that I know of. They were both interrogated. I remember all that. I was still 19. Never found out. We're gonna have to mosey on down the river here. We ain't hitting on nothing. Little bites.
Yeah, I put a worm on the clean line. I think I'm just gonna throw it out just to get the couple of minutes and see if I come up with something.
Still nice being out here though. Even if we don't. No, I like it. It's been a long time since I catfished at night.
Well, me too. I kind of forgot about the bugs.
Yep.
We used to fish off the back of my daddy's pond, well, my uncle's pontoon. And then later my daddy's phone came. That was kind of nice. One year when Tyler was in his team, Daddy rented a house on the river in West Virginia from a friend of his that had a dock and a boat and everything, and we had everything we needed there to use. And we was down there fishing, and Daddy put his pole down for a minute and walked back up towards the house. And me and Tyler were standing on the dock. That pole,
It did what?
that pole went down the river. And we got in the boat and tried to find it. You know, we wanted to see what was on the end of it, because it must have been a hell of a carp or something that grabbed it. We never could find that pole. Or the fish. Now, Tyler just looked at me. He was like, "Did you see that?"
How old was
I
Tyler?
thought he must have been about 14.
You got to see if he wants to go fishing with us.
Oh, he does. His schedule's just so frigged up compared to, I mean, not frigged up, but he just works a lot of different shifts than I do. And, Winn-Dixie is like taking over a byline. And he said, now when my son says the pressure's on, there's some ass load of pressure, because he can take whatever they can dish out. He just don't, you just can't rock him. But I talked to him the other day, and I said, well, I heard there's some stuff going on. He was like, yeah, it's been a little tough lately. And just by him saying that, I knew that he must really be under the gun. They're changing the technology. They're changing the way they do everything. They're putting all these different programs in place. And my one friend, Nikki, that ran that store down there on the bypass, they sent one of Winn-Dixie's executives not dressed in a suit or anything, and went through the store. And she had two managers on vacation. It was her and one other manager running the store. They were running hard. They were out of breath. They were trying to do it all, but they couldn't get it done. And he was in there texting her. This is going wrong. That's going wrong. This is the shelf's empty on this. This is that. He sent her about 15 texts. And when he did, he also sent them to the DM and to the regional vice president.
Oh, Lord.
And she resigned. I talked to her the other day. She said, piss on it.
Damn.
She got a job within the company now doing technology changes. And she's working Monday through Friday with no weekend. So she said, hey, this is working out for me, you know?